Well, you know what? Right now, I actually like what RG is doing is because the Xborg is, I would say, what they call it? A respect ban is because Burmese Gold D has been using a lot of Xborg to kind of hold his own lane because he's going to be alone for a very long time while everyone else is doing their thing, right? So I think this is a good respect ban. And over at Burmese Ghouls, they have banned out the Kurfa, kind of notifying that they kind of want to use an assassin and they do not want to see Kaizepi on that particular hero.
And it's definitely interesting to note that both teams can actually play a very good Boxia, but D is actually snatching that away. So Sana's gonna have to look for different alternatives as well. So the answer to that will be the Esmeralda as well as the Atlas. But oh boy, they're switching things up with that house. Control for a little bit.
Yeah, I think Hylos will be a little bit risky because Baxia can cancel out the healing, so he might suffer a little bit. But Atlas with the crowd control is definitely going to help. Esmeralda kind of has to be taken here because if Burmese Ghouls, they have both Uranus as well as Esmeralda, that's a little bit too tanky for them to really take anything unless they're planning on taking the carry.
Yeah, it's definitely very hard to actually puncture Uranus right there. And
Yeah,
all these points. Like he can definitely hold his lane so well. And now, what exactly are we looking at here? Because they got so many tanks, but they are adding on top of that with that Diggy. Man, Diggy, Uranus. Yeah, this is just so difficult for them to actually find space. But I'm looking at damage department here. They need something bursty, and like you said, Assassins is the way to go. Yeah, right now, Burmese Ghoul, what they are having is actually very scary because Uranus, he might be able to hold his own lane, right? And right now, they have Baxia, they have Diggy. Diggy, he has the kind of burst damage as well as the CC to catch anyone off guard. Baxia can follow up really well. And Burmese Ghoul, they banned out the Jawhead. Jawhead is particularly good at countering high damage dealers because of his burst damage as well as his crowd control. He can basically flank and kill someone all by himself, which means possibly an assassin is coming out here. And Resurgence right now, they have to pick whether they want to get rid of the Hayabusa, the Lancelot, or just open it and take care of another offlaner. Yeah, and there's actually another pick that we need to talk about because Ling is open right now. They opt to ban the Kagura, so there is high possibilities. Ooh. And I'm loving this Popol Koopa pick. What do you think about this? If
they take Popol Koopa, I would almost say, oh no, okay. Maybe they're just flexing. It's like, hey, this hero is still up. If you guys don't take it from us, we're gonna get it. And apparently, Resurgence is not gonna take it away. They're looking at Kaja. Kaja is a good hero to catch the Hayabusa when he's a little bit too aggressive. But the thing is, will Ace make that kind of mistake where we see he rarely gets caught either by using a marksman or an assassin?
This was seen before back in the Geek Fam game where Zorn was actually playing Kaja as well. And it's not to say that he never got the catch, but he was way too slippery. And now that you're adding that Diggy on top of it, they could always open up the time journey and reset everything once again. So they really have to look for the best timing to actually catch him out. But it's great that they actually form double layers because now they also have the Farsight coming in. So to add on top of that, they have the Atlas to open things up. And hopefully, if they do have any purifies, they will actually get cleared and done. And then that's where they could just dive right in. Sana will be very important in all of these team fights.
Yeah, definitely. Sana, KZP, both of these heroes can really set up something big, not only for the Roger, but also for the Esmeralda once she has the items going. But Burmese Ghoul, they have, I would say, an almost perfect composition for their particular playstyle, where Parsha, she is very fast at roaming whenever she turns into a bird. So she can cover 2 lanes, as well as in the late stages of the game where they cannot commit to diving all in and probably getting the inhibited tower. Farsight can open her feathered airstrike and actually zone everyone away, giving them time to take. So right now, again, whenever Burmese Ghoul is playing, we definitely have to see how they really play around the early game.
Yeah, the early game is going to be of utmost importance for both of these teams here. We're heading in towards the land of Dawn here in this best of 3 series. This is Game 1, Resurgence, Burmese Ghouls once again. And well, let's talk a little bit more. We have all these picks that has already been lined up, and of course, all eyes are set on 2 key players of each side, LY4 as well as, of course, Ace. But you know, early game stuff, mid lane contention, If they actually go in for some rotations right here earlier from Burmese Ghouls, that might be a little bit advantageous.
Yeah, but right now, let's look at Resurgence, right? Both of their off-laners actually cut the lane, and right now we can see that they are going in for Burmese Ghoul red buff, where instead of Burmese Ghoul going extra aggressive, they are the one is going in. And looks like D did not manage to actually secure the red buff.
Oh boy, a little bit too late for that. While maybe he's just trying to actually chase a couple of members of Resurgence out of their territory. Ace, though, is getting ganked up upon... and now there's going to be a little bit of
Whoa,
that.
Ace is taking too much damage, and he is going to go down. Sana is chasing after him, but he is regenerating. But first blood is going to go to Sana.
Perfect catch coming in. They timed it so well. They expected an invasion, and of course, they brought the pain. And this is going to be a little bit tough because Ace now put down a little bit earlier. He's not going to be receiving that much EXP just for a couple of seconds, of course, but it shouldn't be too hard for him to catch back up. Now, we talked about the Hayabusa. 2 picks, 2 wins by Ace. 100% win rate, like you said.
Yeah, 100% win rate, and right now he is being pressured a little bit because we can see the goal difference. I would say this is a big goal difference in the early stage of the game, but right now we can see Burmese Ghoul going down. Sana is being targeted, and looks like Digi will be able to secure the kill. Right now, Burmese Ghoul, this is what they like to do. They like to go to the side lane.
Yeah, and of course, it was payback time as they finally caught the guy that cashed them out inside the jungle early on. And things are looking pretty even, but of course, some goal are leaning towards Resurgence based on, you know, the early contest inside the jungle. But over the top side, let's discuss about this Esmeralda matchup. Seems like she is actually faring pretty well over the top lane.
Yeah, honestly, whenever it's Esmeralda as well as Uranus, it's definitely a skill matchup. Before this, people are like, yeah, Esmeralda wins 100% of the time, but Uranus, as long as Uranus can go in, go out, and hold on, let's look at this. Ruby Didi is going in the front. He is level 4 while everyone is level 3. Looks like he will be able to tank that, and that is why levels are important. But Sana, level 4, he is looking for the Divine Judgment, but none has been found.
Yeah, a little bit of distance created. They respected what Asana could actually pull off right there. Yep, shouldn't have a problem to actually sustain himself for now. Gets that rune, gets another camp off of his jungle. Well, Sana, so far, we'll just have to wait for...
Oh, looks like D went a little bit too deep. Uranus should not be that deep. Uranus should be careful.
Yeah, of course, he of course extended all the way and of course got himself hurt a little bit too much there. And he didn't have the Purify as well, so yeah, playing it dirty.
Yeah, and right now we can see the Resurgence, they are focusing on the objectives. They want to control the jungle. And looks like Lu Yi just doing that ultimate for, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just to show off.
Yeah, I guess so. Like early game, when you can actually use it to teleport from one place to another, might as well you just use it whenever you can. But over the bot side, they are looking for a trade. They are trying to actually secure the first tower for the side of Burmese Ghouls. But Resurgence, they're all camped up over the top side here, and this is actually forcing Boxia to retreat.
Yep, and it looks like Resurgence, they're just gonna push it down. They're not gonna care wherever the Burmese Ghoul are, and Burmese Ghoul, they're not really I would say reacting to this. They're just focusing on getting the buff, and I don't know if this is a good thing because Resurgence just got another tower over at top.
Yeah, and I think that it's not really an equal trade. Looking at this current situation there, they are looking for a flank, and if they are committing to this is going to look like Six right there.
Looks like Sing going in. He's aiming for maybe, but maybe is not going to go down. LY4, he's going on the Diggy, and he will go down, but LY4 is taking a little bit too much damage from the Hayabusa. Hayabusa manages to catch the Roger, and right now, there is no core hero from the side of Resurgence, and Burmese Ghoul, in my opinion, they won that team fight just slightly.
Yeah, of course, and the damage output was real. You saw Ace with the OG Shadow kill. He doesn't care how many minions or even units coming from the side of Resurgence was at, and they still managed to chop them down. Oh, seems like we got an off-screen kill coming in for D once again.
Yep, it was a 1v1 where the Kaja actually defeated the Uranus, which is not something that we see a lot. Yeah. The birdie just went to Uranus and he won.
Yeah, of course. This is something that came out of nowhere as well. So I guess that really caught him by surprise. So D really gotta pull himself back a little bit more.
Yeah, and right now we can see that Ruby is basically scouting, making sure that they know wherever Resurgence is, and Resurgence looks like Sig is going towards the blue buff, but he didn't really do much of anything. Ace is being targeted by Sig. Sig is going up against 3 people, and looks like Sig is very, very healthy. He can go as aggressive as he wants, but he has to be careful because of the Baxia.
Oh yeah, of course, you can see the Boxer is still holding so long inside of that team fight, and you know, it's really a unnecessary fight a couple of times where, you know, of course they are trying to contest for a buck. Seems like a little bit of a pause will be called there coming from the side of Burmese Ghouls, but of course we'll get back to that later. And you know, we saw Sana, now he's 3-1, and a couple of times he's been
2 bars left, and I don't think that Burmese Ghoul will be able to contest this one. And yes, looks like Resurgence will get a free turtle.
Yeah, and goal lead extends to 15,000 for now. And over the top side, it seems to me that Uranus will be able to actually secure 1 tower in hand. Things are going to be looking even up eventually, but are we going to be looking at another contest for the turtle here? Because it seems to me that Burmese Ghouls, they are more focused towards the bottom side. Oh, there's a catch over the Farsa.
Looks like Farsa got caught out. Kid is alone. Ace actually managing to survive. Manages to cause a lot of damage over there, and Ace is running away. I think there was a bit of a miscommunication there, because I think Sana actually got a very, very good catch on the Parsa.
Yeah, and of course he risked his life for that as well. That's a 1-for-1. Well, not exactly, because he overextended, but there was enough backup for the side of Burmese Ghouls. Now things are being evened up, so that's 1 kill. I felt like a little bit of follow-up coming from Jason would have sealed the deal.
Oh,
now
it looks like Ace is gonna get caught, and Ace is gonna go down to LY4. A very good flank, I would say.
Yeah, and of course he went inside of that bush a little bit way too early as well, and he got caught out. There wasn't really much that he can actually do, because the rest of Burmese Ghouls, they were more focused on towards the mid side, which means RSG will now find leads through the bottom lane. And Farsa tries to be careful, opens up the further airstrike.
Oh, but it looks like Kaiser P, he is looking, and unfortunately nothing is going to come out from his ultimate because Digi cancels that CC. But still, Resurgence, they are holding down this lane, and looks like Ruby is going to get caught. He is being slowed down, but he is a little bit too tanky. Jason going up with the damage, and LY4 finishing it off, and he manages to get another kill and another advantage for Resurgence over at the bot lane.
Oh, this definitely will actually turn heads coming in. Burmese Ghouls, they're slowly getting depleted of all these resources. You can just look at the goal graph. It's just upwards trajectory for the side of Resurgence. And seems to me that if they can actually keep this up, they can find even more objectives to come, because the turtle is opened up and there's a 1v1 happening in the top side.
Yep, looks like C really does want the D, and looks like he is going to take it, because it doesn't look like Uranus can win this 1v1 now, especially with the level lead. But right now, you see LY4 going in. He is charging. Sing manages to stun him for a little bit, but the Purify is used, and it looks like D is going to get away.
He's making a home run, and every single one of all these members of Resurgence is jebaited, but Sing is not giving up. He really wants to go in for D, but over the turtle side, we are looking at maybe here keeping his tabs over on side of KZ, pulls him back. Ace is not going to commit just yet. 50% of health being left on the turtle, and now here comes the box here.
Looks like Rudy has been caught by the side, but he's a little bit too tanky again. Kaiser P. Oh, the turtle has been stolen by Burmese Ghouls, and right now Kid using the feathered airstrike trying to cause as much damage as he can. LY4 as well, the other members are being attacked by Ace. Ace managing to catch Sana off guard. LY4 has to run away. He is alone. Sing just arrived, but nothing can be done by this Esmeralda.
I love the flank coming in from Burmese Ghouls. They managed to actually clamp on towards members of Resurgence, leaving behind Jason as well as Sana right there. And here comes D, still suppressing LY4 by the corners. Of course, LY4 will eventually skill later on, but they are trying to actually buy enough time while Burmese Ghouls will find another opening towards the top side. And up next, we have the Lord in less than 2 minutes right now.
Yeah, right now, RSG as well as Burmese Ghoul, they are really playing this trade game really, really well, where it's like, okay, Burmese Ghoul saw, I may not be able to get something here, but I'm going to get something somewhere else. The same thing is being done by Resurgence, and right now, honestly, even though there is a gold lead, it doesn't really seem like, oh, this team is having a huge advantage, because Burmese Ghoul, they're not falling back. They're actually pushing forward.
With this aggressive playstyle, they are actually taking very high risk, but in that sort of a situation, they will still secure some of all these small leads to actually even things up. So no matter how much gold that they have, of course, it's more towards building those items until they're level 15. But
why? Okay, they're going on to Uranus. Uranus is alone. Uranus is gonna get caught. A killing spree has been given to LY4. When I saw that TP, I was already like, okay, who are they aiming for? And it's like, okay, they want Uranus.
Yeah, and of course, like, D just gave it to them. Like, he walked in towards that trap, and he just got gang rushed in that sort of situation.
Yeah, but right now, let's look at Ace. Ace using the Shadow Kill, managing to catch out Louis. He is still attacking Sana. Sana is taking too much damage, but LY4 is going after Ace, and he manages to kill him off. Ruby is right now fighting against LY4 in the back row. Sick manages to catch. And right now, it's a wipe out for Resurgence.
A perfect team fight, and of course, with that, Resurgence can just get what they need right here. They're all rushing in towards that Lord Pit, but can Burmese Ghouls respond? Because the death timers are really high. It's only D as well as maybe being left alive. They have KZP as well as LI4 at it already while the pushes are happening on the bottom side. Here comes D though. Can this Uranus actually steal this one off? Of course, he's going to be taking some chunks of health coming from the side of Santa. Santa might just actually lose this, but LY4 wants to get it, and LY4 will secure the Lord for Resurgence.
Yeah, but right now maybe is alone. He is taking a little bit too much damage. Looks like he's going down here at the side of KZP. KZP managing to get the kill, but Burmese Ghoul, they are going after this tank. Ace is looking for an opportunity to catch someone with his quad shadow over at the top side of the map. We can see Uranus fighting against Jason, but Ace still looking for a kill, but Sick, being the Esmeralda, is a little bit too tanky. Jason, he is being at the front of the team fight, and right now Burmese Ghoul, they're just waiting for the time, but again LY4 managing to get the unstoppable. He is chasing after the Baxia. The Baxia can't really run away, and right now they are going to focus on Ace, but Ace with the quad shadow is very, very slippery. Sick is standing in the front. Oh my god, this is a very extended team fight. LY4 managing to get out of that as well as Ace.
That took a little bit too long. Now they have to deal with two pushes up to the top side, and of course the Lord that is going to be the top priority right now. Ace can only clear off a couple of these minutes, but he's trying his utmost best. He might actually lose this one out because that's going to be it. Oh, seems to be that he managed to actually use Retribution to clear things off as well. So coast is clear, but the pressure is still on. Resurgence still hunting him out.
Yep, and looks like Singh was not able to secure the red buff. The red buff will be going over to D. And right now, Resurgence, I would say that's not the cleanest Lord take. Well, they did secure it, but they weren't able to really set anything up. It's a bit of good, I would say good engage from Burmese Ghoul, but also a bad disengage from Resurgence.
Yeah, like it took too long, and D is actually playing such a great Uranus right now because he's stuck on towards Santa. He brought him down, and eventually he looks for LI4. He knows that he might not be able to actually steal that Lord away, but he went in for a chase until all the members of Burmese Ghouls are ready. But
over here Sana managing to catch someone, and looks like, I wasn't sure, he did use his Divine Judgment, and right now maybe as well as Ace and Kid, they are protecting their own base. D from behind, D is going in on the back line. LY4 is taking so much damage. Will LY4 lose the D? But looks like D himself has to go away. LY4 is retreating, but Sync, he is looking for more. Sync is going in front. KZB, another failed ultimate going on onto D. D is alone, and looks like he's been turned around. Kid has to run away. And right now the OG Shadow Kill is being used on Singh, but Singh is a little bit too tanky. But Ace, he is dishing out the damage. Shot down, godlike for the Roger, double kill. And now Ace as well as maybe has to retreat. And looks like Resurgence won a good team fight for themselves.
Yeah, of course, they counter that style coming in from the side of Burmese Ghouls. They were so patient, they waited for the right moment. Jason was dropped down low, and you can see how resilient D was at. He went on chasing LI4, and oh boy, Ruby's going to get caught out, but he will be able to still sustain for a little bit longer. Now there's going to be that pressure over on the mid side.
Are they going in? Oh, KZB actually went in, but he will not be... Oh, hold on, Sana trying to catch anyone with the Divine Judgment. It looks like he is opting not to, but they still managed to get the mid inhibited tower.
Now, let's take things slower a notch as we are seeing Ruby DD just trying to actually scout out a hit. He knows he can tank a little bit of hits, but a couple of times he really played it a little bit too over extensively, and of course he paid the price, and eventually we are looking at members of RSG right now, yeah, of course, setting up shop because the next Lord is going to be coming up real soon.
Yep, and right now we can see that both of these teams are actually playing a little bit more cautiously because the next Lord could be the end of it. So yeah, I would say both of these teams, they do not want to make a mistake at this stage of the game, and it looks like Sana is trying to catch anyone, and he manages to catch the Ruby. Ruby being the box here, and right now deep from behind, he is going after Jason. Jason manages to run away, but over in the front, LY4 manages to get a double kill, and right now only 3 people of Burmese Ghouls are still alive.
And of course, if we were looking at members of Burmese Ghouls, they really have to hold on for dear life right now. They can't seem to actually chase over on towards the Lord. And remind you, this is a Luminous lot that's coming up next, and Sync is actually buying so much time. This is going to be looking real wet. And of course, we're going to be having another opinion right here. Hidden kills coming up next. And oh my, Resurgence, they got this, Lord.
Thanks, Aaron. I'm already coming in midway, but thank you, LaFell, so much for covering for the time being. RSG is continuing to push forward. I've been following the game as it's being played. It's been looking pretty good for the Burmese Ghouls, but all of a sudden it turns its way back around as Resurgence has continued to fight their way, already breaking into this top bracket.
Yeah, of course, they've been struggling for a little bit with all these members of Burmese Ghouls just rushing at the side of level 1 for a couple of times, but now there is another threat. Sync always in the forefront there, doing exactly the same thing as D, and now with the Lord coming right in, can Burmese Ghouls defend this?
Oh, it's going to be a tough one. Lord's already knocking onto the door, and they have to protect their crystal at this point in time. They can't keep holding on. KCP coming in already with a huge ultimate, but he misses so many as they're able to get out. They're trying to end the game. Lord is still knocking on their doors. RSG, they're not looking for the end. They try to make a play. It's being punished. They take one with them. Burmese Ghouls manage to pull off the defense.
And Sync, of course, managed to get one more kill, going in for the Mega as well. This is going to be tough for the side of Burmese Ghouls because even these towers are depleted. Top side is going to be crushed as Resurgence will now looking for a catch. Helps over the side of Sync as well. And Kid managed to still hang on, but now they're looking for Esmeralda. They are having a little bit of a tough time to melt him down. Jason though, oh my goodness, the Fatal Links gets one for LY4. He flickers away, but this is going to be the end as Resurgence managed to take the first game of this best of 3.
Huge plays coming in here. Woohoo! RSG showing that even I definitely want to be the Esmeralda. She definitely brings more to the table, even though her early game isn't as good as the Uranus, of course, but she brings so much more once she hits the 8-minute mark into the game, consistently farming, consistently being part of the team. And that's when you know that she is a threat. She's enough to threaten the back line. She can one-shot your marksmen. You just have to reposition accordingly. Uranus is something you can kind of play around, and eventually he gets too big, yeah, sure, but inevitably you just kind of don't want to interact with him until your marksman's big enough to handle him himself.
Yeah, and of course that means that they really have to set things up for the late game. Burmese Ghouls, of course, will be opening things up, but Resurgence will have to actually start off with this final ban of Phase 1. So KCP is going to be removing export once again. So Resurgence really did their case study from yesterday where D really knows how to play export really, really well. And what he does is that he rushes that immortality really early on. So it's like, it's pointless to actually get that sort of full engage over the side of export, knowing that it'll take too much effort. But this opens up that Selena, and Burmese Ghouls will definitely go for that.
Yeah, it looks like they still want to play very early and very aggressive composition. Resurgence go for a very stable pick, but also a potential counter pick with the Kufro, using that bouncing ball as a way to either body block, but more importantly, to stop the Abyssal Dashes coming in from Selena later on. The question is Burmese Ghouls also going to go with a secondary mage support, just to be a little bit more aggressive, or do they need to lock in the Bruno now just to be like, you know what, are we all in on this team? Are we all in on this aggressive composition, or are we out?
Yeah, and of course they are going to be whipping out that trusty Masha as well as Baxia on the side lanes.
Wow, they really like Baxia.
Yeah, I gotta say that they really want to make sure they get in their faces. But Sana, like we talked about the jaw hit potential.
Yeah,
he will be bringing it out, but can he actually fare against the likes of Masha? Because Masha is going to be going at it as well, where, you know, both sides really want to just get that kill whenever they can on those solo lanes.
As much as possible. But looking at this right now, Jawhead should be able to fit no problem, especially to set up ganks no matter where it's from. I think they just want that flexibility of no matter what side lane matchup it's going to be, whether it's going to be the Uranus going up against the Boxia, which means nothing, or the Boxia goes into the Jawhead, at least you could set up for a dive of some sort, and hopefully that is the idea.
And now heading into these bans here, I do believe that Resurgence is leaving the Hayabusa option available because they already knew how to do exactly just that. So they are just taking away that Bruno from the hands of Ace. So do you think this is the best sort of situation? Because there's still going to be other options available like carry. Like we're looking at Uranus, Kufra, a little bit hard to shred, but even if they go for the carry, the Jawhead might actually have a very good time.
Yeah, and I think it's fine if they get a marksman no matter what, because at least now if we look at it, it's like, oh, it's not so dangerous of an early game composition. They're not going to push me level 1 and then probably walk out alive with a couple of kills and my buffs. So I think in that sense, Resurgence is kind of covered. Mid game, pre-level 4 is still going to be quite dangerous, especially along that river line with Selena just kind of running around. So I think Resurgence at this point of time is looking for support options that kind of cover their ground. So, oh, you drop Abyssal Traps? No problem. I drop Frost Traps. And hopefully, it's just going to be a war of information.
Yeah, and speaking of war of information...
Back to Roger.
Yeah, of course. 2 rounds in a row. LY4 really feeling good on this pick, so I don't think that that needs to be changed all too much, especially when you can actually find a way in the late game to actually fight and kite around some of all these guys that will be chasing in, such as D and Ruby DD. Both on that Boxia as well as Masha, but oh boy, we got the Gato to really double down on that chase.
Oh wow, they're really doubling down on it. This is going to be pretty interesting because the way I see it, it really looks like a 1-3-1 here, which could transition into a 1-4, allowing Masha to kind of just stick around neutral objectives, getting a full-on push with the rest of the team, using Selena's arrows as a way to kind of zone your opponents as you slowly push in for the objectives. Resurgence, on the other hand, they still have a really strong team fighting composition. They still need a lot of magic damage, though. So in terms of mages, yeah, Kagura just fits the build, has some great AoE abilities, great slows. Yin Yang Overturn, making sure that she is difficult to hit with the Abyssal arrows. And pretty much everybody's pretty difficult to hit, especially the cores.
And now we're looking at both Drows already locked in. And I'm looking at Burmese Ghouls because they need those really expensive builds to make things work. So to be activated, I think mid-game onwards will definitely be great for Burmese Ghouls. Late game, even more so. But Resurgence, they are pretty much going in for something that we are very familiar with from even the MPL MYSG seasons that we've seen this sort of a play. And now Resurgence needs just one more game to get themselves into the grand finals. Burmese Ghouls still struggling to actually get that in game 1, but of course yesterday they had perfect 2-0 wins. Are they gonna make a reverse sweep?
We'll see, because I do believe that Burmese Ghouls usually do better within their second game rather than their first. So I do think this is going to be a little bit more of a fight, and even if Resurgence wins, it's not going to be an easy one. So let's just see how they play as we load into the Land of Dawn here. Resurgence up against Burmese Ghouls, game 2. Let's see the openings in the beginning. Yep, mid-control for both teams.
Now Jason just trying to actually land a couple of pokes as they slowly clear off the wave, and nothing much substantial has been going on just yet. Well, if there is an Abyssal Arrow that can actually land over on the enemy units of Resurgence, that might just be a little bit of trouble, but the Jawhead has already been guarding that red buff, so Sana is going to be duking it all out against D, but you know, she's got the layers of health to work with. Jason being all alone though, not really a wise decision to really go in for the contest. They have to give it away to Burmese Ghouls.
Oh no, Jason was able to steal it away. He was still able to steal it away, so now they've got double red buff. And Burmese Ghouls, even though they were making a really smart decision of invading the red side, raiding Resurgence's red side, just trading buffs, unfortunately got stolen away, so no profit there. Let's see how RSG want to kind of push their lead, because now blue buff is in a lot of danger. Jason, he is willing to walk up.
Oh my, he actually secured that with a flame shot if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
and
boy.
That definitely was a huge shocker coming from the side of Burmese Ghouls. Now, of course, settling for much less. This is going to be a pretty much interesting battle from this point onwards.
No, this is just going to be tough. Burmese Ghouls are looking to play towards top side for as long as possible. And up, D's in trouble. But Ace is coming here to turn this around onto Sana, who flickers out of there. Maybe is not able to secure the kill. Not enough damage here as bottom is getting dove instantaneously. Both teams mimicking each other almost perfectly to the T as they go back up towards the top side.
Whoa.
We're seeing that Burmese Ghouls, they ain't done yet. They ain't done with this after seeing what happened to bot lane. Picking up 2 more for themselves.
This
as
is
they
what we're talking about right there. Like, we saw pressure after pressure. Burmese Ghouls play style, I really got to give them that respect. It looks as if like Sana was actually making the perfect plays. Like, he actually was duking it out. But when you have all 5 members up there, oh boy, that's not going to look anything great for them. LY4 so far, 100% win rate on his Roger. It might just be another trend going on, but if Burmese Ghouls can actually put a dent, the percentage will drop, and it doesn't really matter because, you know, it's not about the heroes you use, it's how you execute it at the end of the day.
Yeah, min-maxing, optimizing, and utilization here. Wait, there's no way they didn't notice that back there, right? Right? Yep, they're repositioning themselves to actually push away the Selena from the jungle. They know something's up, and now they're going to slowly peel backwards together. So if this does become a full-on team fight, it's not looking too good for the Burmese Ghouls. Level 4s have been reached by both sides. The only person who was just a little slow on that level 4 is only KZB, who just hit it. Turtle comes up now, and now the full team is pulling in as they pull in with a really great ultimate from KZP here. They're trying to turn this around as Ace already chunks out Jason. Sana, first rotation is there, but D is making a huge effort. He should be going down after the ejector, and that's going to be a 2-for-1 trade. Not looking too good as Kid managed to walk away with just a sliver of HP.
Yeah, and this is the first team fight that has been lost out, and Burmese Ghouls instantly goes in for that turtle. So he's going to buy a little bit more time, but he can't really hold on. He don't really have those big boy items just yet. Hit eventually. Oh, there you go. Last hit.
Unfortunate. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to do too much there, but he did stop them from doing the turtle, which isn't so bad considering that Resurgence is making plays up on the top side, still being very proactive on the map. Oh, wait, hold on. Towards the mid side here, KZP as well as Jason trying to maintain mid control here. So a lot of this has to work with just mid priority. If you have mid priority, you can kind of control the rotations of the bottom and top side of the map. And if they don't have that mid control, things like getting that top push is going to be so easy to do. And I think Burmese Ghouls recognize that as well.
Exactly, and Burmese Ghouls managed to still get their hands on that turtle. They're still contesting inside the jungle as well. Takes one cam off. Ace now being pretty much a huge monster. 3 kills already in the back, snowballing his way, and things are just going to get even harder for the side of Resurgence as we are looking at 6-2. Selena 3 times being picked by Kit. He did get all 3 wins. Though one of the games against Geek fam, he was technically feeding, but hey, he get the job done.
Hey, technically, it's all technical terms here. We aren't judging people. But yeah, as you can see, the rest of the Resurgence squad is making sure that they are just controlling the river as much as possible. They don't want to be left out in the dark. They don't want to be caught out by a single random arrow. Ooh, but Sing's taking quite a bit of damage here. Sky Guardian's Avatar does come through. Oh, Gato is unable to taunt away in time, and unfortunately he goes down. Maybe he's going to be the next to fall, and this opens up a huge hole. No way. Okay. Oh, thank God.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Resurgence has opened up a huge hole here, but D is pretty strong, but I don't think he can take care of 4 members by himself. 2 life bars left, but in the back line, it's coming in with Jawhead. He does it. Sana isn't able to pick up Kid. Unfortunately, Kid survives again with just a sliver of health.
Yeah, but they really have to give the tower away. Resurgence really double down the effort to actually apply that pressure inside of the jungle. And of course, reap the rewards. Things are getting pretty much even up from this point onwards. Now, you look at the really big dip in terms of goal. Suddenly, tides have definitely turned in favor of Resurgence.
Yeah, I mean, the graph definitely looks like it's substantial, but just make sure you're looking at the numbers at the side. It's not as big as you think. But now that
Agreed.
the blue buff is being taken away, is being somewhat contested here. The information is being fed back to the team of RSG. They're going to be looking to rotate either to contest this or looking for a pick off here, and I think that's what they want to do. KZP is already in, but Jason is in a lot of trouble. Yin overturn has already been used as the Regalo Kachak gets 3 people caught up. They can't really escape from this, but LY4, can he clean this up? He's already in alpha form, but can he go in? No, he cannot. He realizes the more important thing is taking this neutral objective, the turtle. The rest of Burmese Ghouls are kind of weak to contest this.
Yeah, and Resurgence definitely will have this one in the back, but maybe is still trying to actually cause some commotions, though. Oh boy, that's another mega kill going in for the side of Kid.
Oh, that's not something you want to see. But happening on the bot side, you actually notice that Masha is doing her job. She's constantly pulling away one of the members of RSG down to her side of the map, making it so much easier for these pickoffs to happen. But once again, Singh has to give a little bit more respect to Ace here. He's got to make sure he keeps his distancing well.
Yeah, I just love how Ace actually cuts so well. Like you can see, like his prowess is pretty much equally matched as LY4 right there. Both sides are really getting pretty much high numbers of goal throughout this span of 7 minutes, while we are looking at RubyDD having a really big shoe to actually fill right here in some of these team fights.
Yep, they're slowly calling in. Sky Guardian's avatar is all going to lock down KZP. He's not even going to be able to get his ult off as he goes down straight away. LY4 being chased down by D here as the rest of the team is pulling in forward. Can he pick off the kill onto Maybe? He is somehow surviving off of that one siege minion, and he's pulling away. Oh my goodness, 6 more seconds until the Revitalize comes back up. And Sync so far getting a great push, able to pick up, get a great push down onto bottom side. Mid finally broken down. Kit is gonna finally die. Oh, the second time of this game, but man, has he survived so many other encounters.
Yeah, great flank coming from the side of Sync as well. Now they're looking to actually secure the mid side here, but would that be good enough for them? RubyDD just comes in from the side lanes as Maybe goes in for that sort of retake, and this is going to big knock coming in from the side of the Tyrant's Rage. Now they go in for that sort of big engage. Big mega kill for the side of LY4, and they will just have to settle for that.
No, they're trading 1 for 1 here. Both teams are relentless. This really is a pound-for-pound fight. Both teams are trying to be as proactive as possible and continuously... Oh my goodness, Sync, are you... hello? Are they going to stop this? Ah, there we go. Last auto attack finally procs, and Carry finally secures that kill. But Resurgence is ever so slightly ahead. Whether that matters or not, honestly, at this point of the game, not really. He needs a little bit more.
That flame shot!
No!
That flame shot! You can't do that, Jason!
I thought it missed because the alert came up so late. No way!
Wait, he stole the raid buff, and he stole this. Is he gonna do this to the Lord? I don't know, but I thought you were just talking about does the goal lead matter, because Burmese Ghouls were actually trying to...
So much more sense why it's so much easier for LY4 or even Jason to actually potentially steal this away. Sky Guardian's avatar locking down KZP once again. Oh, 3-man push against the wall. Okay, he trades 1 for 1, but the rest of his team doesn't want to commit to this particular fight, even though Sync is relatively nearby with the flank. I don't know, this looks like a pretty good fight. 2 members are pretty chunked, but it looks like RSG is going to play the slow roll game. They're willing to sacrifice 1 without being proactive to take more than that.
Yeah, and now Resurgence gets a little bit of info. He's going to be Ace here facing off against Xana. This is going to be a losing battle here because he's getting outnumbered and outgunned for that moment.
Yeah, it's not looking too good here. And wait, he did have the high and dry. I'm interested to see his items, but Sana being chased down. Maybe is going to lock him down, and the secure kill coming in from RubyDD.
RubyDD managed to actually get that sort of catch, and now Burmese Ghouls one after another. This is why I pointed out Burmese Ghouls are extremely talented in towards creating this sort of a constant pressure, especially from enemy territories. And now Resurgence can only rely on Sync to go in for these pushes, and he's the only one that can actually make it safely out after these sort of pushes. Because if you're going to be sending KZP, you saw what happened inside jungle. Like, yes, you get that Clown's Rage, but if only he had more members, then maybe they could have turned certain things around. But Ace is this marksman where, you know, it's so hard to catch, and he's already level 15, where every other member of the side of RSG they got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, he has so much power. Oh my gosh. Endless battle on top of the Thunderbelt. This man's going to be chunking down tanks like they're butter. And now seeing he's making his way out of there, trying to move away. He's going to get caught in the Gato ult, but is it going to be enough damage from Carry? Doesn't look like it. A couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's dead.
Yeah, there goes Uranus, and of course they will get that tower alongside as well. But over on the bottom side, we do have the Lord, but Resurgence are pretty much scattered apart, dodging that Abyssal Arrow, but of course Jason will still be able to actually go out of that pretty much soon.
Yeah, I think at this point in time, RSG is just having to mirror, not really mirror, but both teams are mirroring each other when it comes to objective losses, you know? If something's happening across the map, if something's happening down on bot side, make something happen on top side. Take a tower for a tower, steal a buff for a buff. And at a certain point, the smaller plays of taking jungle camps, the simple fundamentals of just being able to clear out your farm effectively is going to come into play. And Burmese Ghouls, you can already see 3K of gold lead because of the turtles that they were able to secure, because of this Lord that they're able to secure. Luminous Lord, mind you not, and also the buffs they were able to steal away from Resurgence.
Yeah, and they actually timed it so well to actually secure this Lord as well. They knew that if they were to wait maybe a couple more seconds, it'll turn into the Luminous Lord, and now Resurgence got this sort of problem right now to deal with where what Burmese Ghouls is trying to do is to set up shop with 1-3-1 formation and eventually secure this mid lane tower first and pull some members aside to the side lanes, and Burmese Ghouls will try to actually get maybe a second tower perhaps, and that's already in effect right now.
Yeah, potentially. But right now it's just so difficult because Masha is just the strong split pusher that Jawhead can't really do too much of, and plus she doesn't want to really interact. She wants to see Sync in lane. And now they're going to go in for the push. Luminous Lord already knocking back in. Jawhead able to pull back Rubididi all the way back in. Gato Kacha first to go down. The rest of the team is slowly pulling back up. LY4, does he want to go in? Does he want to go alpha? No, he doesn't. He rolls back in, metamorphosized back into human form as he continues to shoot down Lord. But down onto the bottom side, Sync, he really is going out for that backline here. KZP, he has immortality. He's still going to be A-OK. Jason's coming in real quick. Kid needs to die, but suppression has already been put down for him.
Boy.
Winds of Nature able to keep himself alive. Sorry, Winter Trunge going to keep him alive here, but this might be it. They might be able to pick them off here. Sana, 1 HP. Can he survive? Unfortunately, the rest of his teammates are dying at this point of time, and Ace is still alive as Burmese Ghouls looking very close to ending this game. However, it's a 2v1. All inhibitors down. Burmese Ghouls, they need one more push. Just one more.
He's got immortality. He does not care. He really wants what he can get, and Sana's going to be buying some time, but he won't go down. He's looking for Jason as well. He's going for the kill, but instead, this will be Burmese Ghouls equalizing 1-all.
And that's the way we expected it to go, man. That's the way. Burmese Ghouls, game 2. Selena going to be taken off straight away. Does Burmese Ghouls have anything else they kind of want to whip out to show off against Resurgence in this game? I mean, they do have first pick priority.
Now with that first pick, they know that there's a really high pick rate of the Selena, so Resurgence really don't want to deal with that anymore. It's not really that she's the only threat, because when you add Selena on top of everything else, that becomes a lot more difficult to deal with. And now Burmese Ghouls, they have a plethora of options. They can actually secure things like Uranus, and they will definitely go in for that, because the game 1, I think he actually played very well. It's just that the rest of them really have to keep up in order for them to work. And in game 2, definitely they pulled the trigger with that Gato as well as the Abaxia combo. So maybe, just maybe, Resurgence might go for that Abaxia.
Potentially, but in most cases, we usually see teams either go for, you know, especially for Resurgence, the Kaja Atlas, or looks like they don't want to go for Atlas this time around. It looks like they're sticking to their guns with the Kufra, so they want to be constantly proactive on the map. I mean, knowing KZP, usually the go-to would have been the Atlas, except for the previous game, which would make sense in that draft, in that particular draft. But now coming back to Burmese Ghouls, what do they have to actually respond to this double support setup?
Well, personally, they did go in for the Diggy back in game number 1, but this time, this is the only game that Resurgence did not ban the export, and it's too hard to actually pass. They want to actually lock that down first. Kagura, of course, something that we can discuss about because we talk about Kufra being up online, and you also have Sana here to actually catch her if she really extends her way to secure the yin yang overturn. Then you know it is a very interesting call coming from the side of Burmese Ghouls. Now they're gonna be locking in Farsa before we go into its phase number 2, and yeah, what I like from the side of Resurgence this time around. More crowd control. That's what they really needed in Game 2.
Yeah, they really, really needed more crowd control in Game 2. And not to like you could see the moment KZP goes down, the rest of the team kind of just scrambles about because they've lost their cornerstone, right? They have no support to kind of lay their foundation upon, and it's really, really difficult to actually push through an enemy team that's so mobile, especially with phantom steps like Carry.
And now there's going to be the Atlas band coming in from the side of Resurgence because they've already secured their support. They don't really need anyone actually disrupting the tempo of these team fights. So it's an interesting call for sure, as Burmese Ghouls did whip it out a couple of times before facing off against other teams.
I'm thinking, do they want to bat out the Jawhead? I don't know. This is a particularly tough call here because there's still a lot of things open. I don't think this ban matters too much. Yeah, I doubt Resurgence wants to take the Ling option. It's very, very risky, but I think Burmese Ghouls just don't want to have that thought looming over their head that, oh, I lost the game because I didn't ban out Ling that one time.
Seems to me that KZP is giving the draft options to either Sync right there or even Jason. So far, we haven't really seen LF4 whip out the Ranger in this playoffs run, but this is going to be a fresh new pick coming in for Burmese Ghouls to deal with. So they're wondering what's in store for them right now. There's going to be the Popo and Koopa. Seems to me that it's a very great option now that they do have multiple layers of stun coming in from their carry side.
Oh, looks like Burmese Ghouls were looking out for themselves when they banned out the Ling, knowing that they want to go for the Popo and Koopa here. Their overall composition is actually really, really squishy here, and that Farsa can get away with so much more if she just gets a couple of good feathered airstrikes, one item early on, and really get the snowball running from level 4 onwards. So this is going to be a pretty interesting game here. Side lanes is going to be tough to punish, but let's see how Resurgence wants to. Really? Do they really need the lockdown here? The Jawhead seems to be a much better option.
Yeah, of course. I do think that if they actually build quite a lot of damage on that Jawhead, it can actually burst out this couple of picks here. Like, they're kind of squishy coming in from the side of Burmese Ghouls, other than D, of course. So you don't really have to worry about chasing the D or so. It's just going to be, you know, things that they can actually focus on the squishier targets.
Oh, I see how this is going. All right. Are you just gonna stare at me this entire time, hoping that I would notice you? I'm not gonna validate you for that. Yeah. I'm not gonna give you pride for that.
Yeah, of course. A couple of times in game number 1, they were actually going for that. But of course, let's focus on towards what's about to go down, because this is the match to see who goes into the grand finals of the MPL Invitational for Nations Cup.
Ugh, the weight hanging on both of these teams' shoulders here. Ooh, it's a tough time. They're in uncharted territory at this point for both their professional careers. So this is going to be a very, very interesting game to watch with so much motivation put behind it as we load into the game. The map has been set and the lanes have been decided.
Now it's time for the players to tell how the story runs, and Burmese Ghouls are actually taking a very defensive approach to actually start things off in this best of 3 series. Seems like Ruby gets a little bit of a chunk of health off of Jason, but KZP will be able to actually provide support. There goes the Firaga armor as the bouncing ball will be able to connect, but he spots out maybe. He doesn't want to be caught out all too far ahead inside the enemy territories.
And you can already see LY4 trying to take away the Lethal Wanderer here for himself to kind of heal up his supports when they go slowly rotate back into him. But you notice that Jason is also just kind of hovering around the left side of the red jungle just to make sure if Burmese Ghouls are going to try anything, you know, a little too bold with the Bruno and go in for an initial invade here. Oh wow!
Oh boy,
ooh, that's a bit of a chunk.
That's a little bit too much.
He's still level 1 and he's still getting chunked out. Like what? What's the damage that comes out of Kupal.
Oh, it's kind of ridiculous, which is why we do see quite a number of bands back in the qualifying stages, and now these gonna be trying to secure this, and things like okay. Nowhere close. I'll pull that all the way back.
Kill secured. Now Jason, he's going to take a little bit of damage here. He should be able to get out of this scot-free. The question is whether or not he's going to get pushed over by Popol and Koopa, but luckily Sync is there to actually just cover his tracks, making sure that they don't get too ahead of themselves. But what is happening across the map? It looks like Resurgence is going back to playing their hyper carry playstyle, where the rest of the team kind of just muddles around while LY4 essentially farms his heart out until he reaches critical mass. Usually, that shouldn't be too much of an issue, but he is going for Bounty Hunter, so expect to see blood start shedding once the supports hit level 4.
Speaking of supports, KZP not moving a single muscle, letting Ace pass, of course, collecting 200 if he can. But Ace, so far, getting 100% win rate on his Bruno. He had quite a lot of 100%s, to be honest. Well, technically, if your team kept winning, well, you will actually get a lot out of that. But Ace will be dodging that last hit of Death Sonata and now committing to the fight.
Yep, and they're coming in. Oh, the last Insanity already chucking it out. Jason down less than 50% of his HP, but they realize too late that LY4 is actually there to save the day. Does he have his ultimate? No, he does not have the Death Sonata anymore. He used it much earlier on. And again, 3 members so low. They only pick up D, but Ruby DD, and maybe we're so close to death.
That was actually a bigger win for the side of Burmese Ghouls because Ace finally got himself with that first kill of his game and also secured his belt on his side. It will be him hitting level 6 immediately, and he will be able to actually get ahead. KZP walking into his trap. This looks pretty bad, and one more kill for the side of Burmese Ghouls.
Ooh, really fast, quick catch coming in. Great setup coming in from Popol and Kupal. And that's kind of its power, you know. Once you get that quick follow-up from the rest of your team, it just becomes so much more effective. Oh, maybe he's in so much trouble! He finally goes down! Unable to juke those last feathered airstrikes that are nicely done by Jason.
Jason just nuking them from afar. Well, there's going to be a couple of all these rondos being popped there by the side of Y4. Now, Burmese Ghouls setting their eyes on that turtle while KZP hoping to actually connect this one. And it seems like they did actually get the catch over the side of Kid. They really want to find a collapse, and now it's going to be a little bit of that commotion there. But Burmese Ghouls gets that turtle. Now Ruby DD risks his life. Double kill for the side of Jason Ko.
Great utilization of the ultimates there. Ruby DD, he just uses ultimate to not only to survive, but actually secure the turtle as well. Their team isn't running a retribution as well, so they need to use whatever they can to take it away. So it is good that they got the turtle. It's a little unfortunate they lost 2 kills for it, but that's more for the side. So dependent on the rest of your team, you're going to need a little bit more of an edge in a team fight no matter what.
And I definitely would agree with that in that sort of the scenario. And now we're looking at a lot of all these members of Burmese Ghouls playing a little bit more safer. And since that they did open up the top side of the map, there's going to be a little bit more of that control area for D to actually work with. And here comes Burmese Ghouls taking the camp off and hopefully connecting a kill towards the side of Sync.
Yeah, they want to secure him right here, right now. And you know, the only reason they're playing towards bottom side is because Turtle is going to be spawning there. But more importantly, they want to push down and break this bottom tier 1 just so they have nowhere to run later on when they are trying to do the neutral objective.
Yeah, and we can see that Resurgence is responding very well to this with Kit now sending Umbrella, spots out KZP. Well, seems like he's going to be repositioned. He's going to be looking to actually reunite with Santa. Oh, here comes the flicker as well as Divine just over the side of Ace. Oh, a big kill for the side of Jason Cole as he secures his 4th kill. nerf shot coming in true, and it seems like Ruby DD spots out the last insanity. This is looking really bad. And the Tyrant's range will land on the side of Kid as well. He flickers on towards the wrong direction. And Jason, oh, he almost got another kill right there.
That was looking so good and so fine. Resurgence don't lose a single member. However, top lane is being completely shoved in by the Uranus here. And now he's looking to pick up LY4, who dashes Rondo's over the wall. He's at 2 HP. Can he go down? Luckily, he has the Retribution, able to give him that strength to keep going on. That was too close for comfort.
Oh, man, he's definitely getting a lot of Singaporean how it's pounding right there. D will be annihilated, as seems like everybody wants to take down the D.
Oh man, you thought Singaporean election day was going to be rough. Oof, this game is a tough watch. I'm already sweating here.
Yeah, well, seems like Ace will be able to actually get even more money out of that. And we really want to compare the scores right now between these two marksmen.
Oh, can you get it? Oh, thank God.
Yeah. I would say it's still pretty alright for the side of Ace. He just got caught out one time. That one time, it was so costly. It's all thanks to Sana that went in for that setup. And so far, he's been playing really cleanly so far.
Yeah, and honestly, we want to see him keep it up. Find these more proactive plays. Find these options of just locking people down, no matter who they are, because your team has way more damage than you expect them to have, especially when you combine Divine Judgment with a Feathered Airstrike. It's just so much damage and that you can't really protect yourself from.
Yeah, now Jason is going to be the solid powerhouse for the side of Resurgence to absolutely take control from long range. And Jason slowly moving to the top side alongside with Y4 and the rest of them. He will be able to actually break open the top side. Meanwhile, Pokupa doing a little bit of push. They are matching things really well.
I guess they're matching things really well. However, like now it's going to be a 2v2 down on the bot side. 2v3 actually. Sana able to catch. Oh my goodness. Sana able to catch Kid right as he was about to flank and go in for a huge yin-yang ultimate, yin-yang overturn. And as he does it, he gets locked down.
Have to say that I could answer that for the time being, because it really depends on how the 12-minute mark will go for the side of Burmese Ghouls. Like, he can keep himself safe for a couple of all these fights, but if they constantly get pressurized by the side of Resurgence, it's really about how the rest of the members could protect him well enough to get him some leads being secured. Now, it seems like there's going to be the Shadow Mask being bought by Sana, so he's going to be a little bit more elusive for those catches.
Yeah, because you also have to remember that Sana not only is playing the support, but he has... what? What? We didn't even see it. He basically just got 100 to 0 there. How much health was maybe at already there? I have no clue. But hopefully we'll see it in the replays later.
We're talking about him being the he should get the MVP for Game 1, but no. It seems like he wants to claim Game 2 instead. KZP trying to actually bounce over the members, and it will be D being pulled there by the Divine Judgment. Here comes Ruby DD with the last insanity as well. Does not take down Sana, as they will eventually melt down the X-Borg. Here comes the flicker coming inside of Ace as well. LY4 committing to the fight. Oh, the damage is good. Ace turns that one around. He's looking for KZP as well. Double kill going in as he chases over the side of Ace. And Jason will have to flee away, float off of the map, but it will be Burmese Ghouls getting some good shutdown goal right there.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. LY4 actually messed up a little bit there because he was trying to keep his space, maintain his distance here, because Bruno does have an extended range, does have an overall longer range in comparison to the Granger itself. They are just punishing constantly. Ace is looking for opportunities to get on ahead, and the moment LY4 goes down, it just becomes a way tougher game. Oh boy. Bringing down Ruby, maybe not 50% of his HP. Jason has to be careful. The yin-yang overturn comes out. Kid is going to get suppressed, and they trade 1 for 1. Oh, that is so unlucky.
He said, I had enough of all the feathered airstrike. I'm going to pay back, and you will get smacked by my umbrella. But then again, lucky enough, there was enough support, or else it will be a one-way street. And Jason might have actually just bowed out just like that.
He might have. He might actually have here. But look at the rotations coming in. Like, Resurgence, looking at them play this composition, it looks like they've reverted back to just something more comfortable, something that they play constantly, something that they're used to. And you can definitely see in their playstyle that they're very experienced in their movements. They know exactly where to be at what times and what fights they really want to take. You can see the precision. However, Burmese Ghouls, on the other hand, I feel like they're kind of just like a little bit more tactile, you know? They're kind of like feeling it out. It's like, oh, does this work? Nope, doesn't work. Okay, let's try something else. Oh, how about this? Oh, this one works out. Let's try and push this a little bit more. Like, it feels like they're learning on the fly, but they're doing it so effectively that it's like, it's really starting to bug me now. It's like, how good are these guys?
Yeah, and things are just way too hard to calculate sometimes. And seems to be that this 1v1 is going to be slided towards the side of the Jawhead, while I'm getting my 100% HP, but he does not suspect this at all. Divine Judgment, and now Sync will toss him up in the air as D will fall.
Wow, Sync really got patient with that. Oh wait, Jason instantly going down straight away, even though D-Kid is still alive, however. Lord is threatened, and the rest of RSG are responding as quickly as possible to deter them. KZP gives them the call, hey, they're gone, just relax, let's chill a little bit, regroup, look to find and pick another fight.
Yeah, and things are definitely going to be a little bit more dicey because there is the Lord here. Both sides really waiting to actually pull the trigger, and KZP spots out the target. It's going to be hit there, smacked by the wall, but the Koopa is going to be able to actually negate that pressure. Oh boy, that Sonata almost lands the killing blow towards the side of Kid, but he managed to get a couple of blocks there, and the Lord is going to be pretty angry about some of all these people dancing around him.
Yeah, just tickling him at his feet. But great save coming in from maybe turning back at the last second to block that final impact from the Death Sonata. That would have been devastating. But the rest of the team's coming in. KZP, once again, he may not necessarily have his ultimate, but it doesn't mean he can't engage here. Last Insanity coming from RubyDD. He is kind of in trouble now, but he has immortality, so he just needs to buy time. Flickers out of the way as Sync looking to get into that back line. Now, once again, D, he can't protect himself. Even with the concentration from a Divine Judgment, that suppression does not let you play the game.
I really question that call because he was coming from the mid side. In fact, on the right buff side, and he slowly cut through. And I don't really know what he's doing because he didn't really read the call coming from his teammates to back away, and he just walked straight in towards all 5 members of the side of Resurgence, and they just gave this Lord away.
He just wanted to do a sneaky backdoor, man. He just wanted to do a sneaky backdoor, and unfortunately couldn't really coordinate his team to come in from both angles as well to really pincer them in.
And of course, Resurgence says, I'll happily take down D, and of course walk away with that Lord as well right after that. I felt like, yes, there's times that the Uranus should keep that constant pressure on the enemies, but none of the Burmese Ghouls members were ready to take on that fight at all. They were already giving a very solid clear-cut call. They shouldn't go any deeper.
Yeah, and at this point in time, how are they going to play this? Burmese Ghouls is down a significant amount of gold here. Oh, and KZP already going in with a huge engage. Oh my goodness! Jason is just too big. KZP doesn't even die here. His immortality not even wasted here. I think this might set in stone their victory as they look. Luminous Lord does break into the inhibitor. Sana already flickers forward. Captures Ace. Ace still alive. KZP coming in with a bouncing ball. He's unsure what he needs to be able to do. However, immortality is going to bring him back up into life. Can RubyDD and Ace together hold this push coming in from Resurgence? And Resurgence looking to break into one more inhibitor. They are getting far too greedy for this. Can they keep going? LY4 doesn't have a lot of health left. They're also chunked. They push back. Not too bad. A pretty good Lord push.
That is considered quite a big win for the side of Resurgence already. And not only that, the final the Feather Airstrike that we saw managed to actually land the blows towards the side of RubyDD. And he does not have immortality right now. Another free buff for the side of Resurgence, and of course, Burmese Ghouls, they are on the desperate attempt. They have to find a way. RubyDD wants to get to Jason, but KZP is not having that at all.
You're not getting anywhere close to Jason here. Because at this point in time, the main sources of damage is LY4 and Jason here. Sync has a lot of single target damage, but LY4 and Jason, any one of their targets, Jason especially with the AoE and magic damage, it's so hard to itemize against Resurgence because there's so many types of forms of damage that you have to worry about constantly. KZP looking to be proactive here. Can he catch anybody down by the red side? Oh, he's getting chunked out, but he's still pretty tanky. Can he get his ultimate off? He looks to one. He finally flickers out of the way. Somehow survives still, but the backline D is chasing Jason around, forcing the Feather Airstrike to cancel pretty early on. But KZP, this man man has the cojones to go right back in as he realizes that the waves are pushing in. A very good instinctual call the moment. I'm not even sure whether whether KZP or anybody saw Ace walk out of the jungle because they looked like they were just a little out of range.
Yeah, it seemed like they are a little out of range indeed. And D shouldn't be there when they needed him most because he needed to defend this. But where is he when you need the Uranus to come right back in? Resurgence waiting for the Venus to crash right into it and sinks. Going to receive a little bit of damage here. RubyDD going in for last insanity. No more fear. Sana's going to pull it right back. This is going to be a big catch.
Huge.
Again, RNG, they are looking to do it. They are having a taste of the grand finals right here. Sana dropping really low. Maybe as well. They're going to turn things around. They brought down Sana as well. Oh my goodness. Burmese Ghouls. They turn it around.
Someone take him out.
Still alive and sink. Now we'll be able to bring down. He's right there.
No.
He now goes in for a taste. And Burmese Ghouls stays alive.
My God, Ace just saved that fight so, oh my goodness, 1.6k per auto attack. That is not a good number to see if you are on the side of a Resurgence or a Resurgence fan. He just blew through 3 people like they were absolutely nothing. Didn't even stand a chance.
And they were, mind you, they were not having some of their core members right there. We were talking about D that just spawned not too long ago to actually join in the fight. And boy, Ace, this guy is way too good. Too good. And he deserves to be up there with the best.
Oh, that defense coming in from Burmese Ghouls, that has just bought them a full minute here against Resurgence, and they should be hitting their full item builds as well. So this is just going to be a tougher and tougher game. Resurgence need to end this now and secure their spot in the grand finals. This is going to be one heck of a game, and we promise that, and you're getting exactly what you want.
And of course, this might just be the big calls coming in for the side of Resurgence. D getting ready to actually stop them on the tracks. And now he does have immortality. He's going to be committing to a stab. Oh my! It's not going to be it. And of course, the first guy to go down is going to be D. But RubyDD will be popping out that last insanity. But
they're going to engage. Oh, they're going to go re-engage. Jason with the feather airstrike already chunking out of the back line. RubyDD, he's hiding into the back line, closer towards the red buff side. KZP is still on with the chase.
Ace.
Flickers over on the bouncing ball.
Whoa.
Somebody take Ace out. And they finally get him. Jason, he flicks him over. And the feathered airstrike, they've done it. RSG, they move on to the finals to meet RRQ. They made history in itself, bringing Singapore right back to the top.
And now the Singapore Dream is well and alive. They will be going in towards the grand finals of the MPL Invitational 4 Nations Cup.
Oh my God.